In the warm glow of the evening, a mother sat with her children under the wide branches of a baobab tree, a slight breeze stirring the dry earth. The youngest child, eyes wide with curiosity, tugged at her mother's dress and asked, "Mama, tell us a story about a great leader." The mother smiled, her face illuminated by the setting sun. "Ah, you want to hear about a man who fought for his people? Then let me tell you about Thomas Sankara, a true leader from Burkina Faso. He was a man of courage, conviction, and love for his nation." The children gathered closer as their mother began. Thomas Sankara was born in 1949, in a small town just like ours. But even as a child, he was different. He dreamed of a better future for all Africans, one where we didn't depend on anyone but ourselves. He wanted to free his people from poverty, from the chains of colonialism, and from the greed of the world. "Was he a king, Mama?" asked the eldest boy. "No, my son. He was not a king, but he was more powerful than kings because he was loved by the people. He became the president of Burkina Faso, but he lived simply. He did not take riches for himself. Sankara believed that the wealth of a nation belonged to the people, and he refused to live in luxury while his people suffered. He rode on a bicycle, wore modest clothes, and worked tirelessly to improve the lives of everyone." Her voice grew stronger as she spoke of his passion for equality. "He taught us to believe in our strength, that we could farm our own lands and feed ourselves without depending on foreign aid. He promoted women's rights, saying women must be treated as equals. He planted millions of trees to fight desertification, so the land could heal, and the children could have a future." The middle child, with a thoughtful look, asked, "But Mama, was it easy for him?" The mother sighed softly, her gaze distant as if remembering old stories passed down from elders. "No, my dear. It was not easy. Many people did not like the changes he made because they wanted to keep the wealth for themselves. He had powerful enemies and they conspired against him. In 1987, he was betrayed and killed by those who feared his vision. He was only 37 years old." The children gasped, their young faces filled with sorrow. "But why, Mama? Why did they do that?" "Sometimes, my children," the mother replied, "when someone tries to bring true change, those who benefit from the old ways become afraid. But even though Sankara was taken from us, his spirit lives on. His words still inspire people across Africa and the world. He taught us that we must stand on our own feet, that our destiny is in our hands. His legacy is not in the years he ruled but in the ideas he left behind." The youngest child spoke up, her voice soft yet full of hope. "Mama, will I be able to do great things like him?" The mother smiled, gently stroking her daughter's hair. "Of course, my child. Thomas Sankara showed us that greatness comes from serving others, from loving your people and standing for what is right. Every one of you can be a leader in your own way if you are brave, kind, and wise." Sankara's story teaches us that true leadership is not about power, but about making life better for others. As the sun set and the stars appeared in the sky, the mother's voice grew soft. "Remember, my children, the story of Thomas Sankara is not just about a leader who lived long ago. It is a story about each of us, about what we can become if we choose to live with courage, dignity, and love for our people." And so, under the starry sky, the children dreamed of a future where they too could follow in the footsteps of the great Thomas Sankara, carrying his vision forward into a brighter tomorrow.